Good day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. I'm your host, Limba Mupetami. Let's get into today's hit list. The Salute Boxing Academy's Onumasa Boxing Collide Bonanza is set to take place this weekend, with Kiriata Kamanya's trusted boxers ready to trade leather at Pariasis Park on Saturday. Nathaniel Kakololo and Tanzania's Kasemu Hamad Haji will battle it for the WBA Africa featherweight title in the main bout, while Philemon Nukutenyanye will be fighting Jafet Amukwa for the vacant WBA Pan-Africa flyweight strap. Former African champion Lucas Tafuluma and Harry Simon Jr. will also be in action. There will be several other bouts on the day as well. There was a press conference today, so check this out.
To be facilitated by MTC Salute Boxing Academy under the capable leadership of our executive chairperson in absentia, Mr. Kiriat Kamanya, deputized by Mr. Linus Indongo here with us in front. Our coaches, I see Mr. Nashilongo is here, Coach Elifas is here. I see the boxers are here, we are ready. And they allow me to welcome the delegation from Tanzania, the right today. It is a mega fight. Welcome to Namibia. It is going to be a tough fight, my brother, but in the spirit of sport, welcome. I hope you saw your picture under the billboard there. If you missed it, it's an indication that this is not a small fight, it's a big fight. But welcome. Welcome. And Namibia has a rich history with Tanzania. So you are at home, my brother. The fight will see Mr. Nathaniel Kakololo with the main bout will be up against Kasim Muhammad Haji from Tanzania. Kakololo got an impressive record of 16 fights, 13 wins, 3 losses and 1 draw. Mr. Kasimu, 18 fights, 11 wins, 5 losses and 2 draws. They will be fighting for the vacant WBA Pan-Africa featherweight title, 57.15 kg. So we are looking for a very good fight for our main bout. And let us remain hopeful that the title remains at home. Kakorolo,
yes, sir.
Is that so?
Yes.
Okay. We'll also be having the national title. Mr. Lazarus Namalambo will be up against Gabriel Jamba for the national title, bantamweight. And then flyweight, WBA Pan-Africa vacant title, Philemon Ngitenanye up against Jafet Amukwa. Philemon Ngitenanye, unfortunately, is not here. They are on their way. So he will be able to join us today still, but later on the day. This WBA Pan-Africa flyweight, these are 2 Namibians. Hopefully the best man may win. The fight will also see one of our favorite sons of Salute Boxing Academy, Lucas the Demolition Tafuluma. He took me to Manchester, he took me to Kazakhstan, and many other places. So we'll see the son back in the ring. He will be up against Simeon Shafotino for a 6-rounder. One of the upcoming hard-working boxer and well-disciplined, Bernard. We'll also see the ring. We'll be up against Nicanor Hawendo for the 4-rounder. Bernard got 7 fights, 6 wins, 1 loss. One of the potentials and the upcoming champion, Lazarus Shaningwa, is here. So Shaningwa will be up against Jonas Butu. one of the guys that also took part in our very first boxing bonanza, Mr. Alpheus Shilongo. Shilongo, are you here? Yes. He'll be back in the ring. He'll be up against Samuel Lakwafila and Harry Jr. Where are you? Yes, Harry Jr., the son of our renowned champion, Harry Simon. Harry Jr. will be up against Simeon Dayambekwa Varde.
While we are on the topic of boxing, the WBA Pan-Africa Super Bantamweight 12-rounder between Matthias the Beast Hayter and Jonas Matthias has become quite exciting with the addition of the WBO title. This means that Hayter, who already holds the WBA Pan-African title, will now have an opportunity to add the WBO Africa Super Bantamweight title to his name when he faces Matthias. This now means that 2 continental titles will be on the line, with 2 of the biggest sanctioning bodies being WBO and WBA in Wolfish Bay in the Boxing Bonanza title together as one, Part 7, slated for the 28th of May. Moving onwards, the Debmaring Desert Jewels senior national team as well as the under-19 national side will compete in June in the Confederation of Southern African Netball Association's tournament. In a statement on Tuesday, Netball Namibia said the 2 teams will use the Tri-Nations series as preparatory engagements for the all-important Africa World Cup qualifiers, which will take place from the 20th till the 25th of August in Pretoria, South Africa. Now on Saturday, 140 personalities from various sectors will compete in the MTC We Race Together relay at the Independence Stadium in Windhoek. 34 teams will line up in the qualifying heats for a place in the final. The teams that qualify for the final will then get to race against 2 class teams consisting of sprint star Beatrice Maselengi, former athlete Frank Friedrichs, marathon queen Hilalia Johannes, and para-athletes Johannes Nambala and Joanna Benson, as well as Anania Shikongo. Christine Boma was also meant to be part of this team, but it is uncertain if she will make it as she suffered an injury recently and is undergoing therapy. The Namibian Eagles came desperately close to beating Zimbabwe in their first ever T20 International in Bulawayo on Tuesday, but eventually fell 7 runs short. Despite losing the match, it was a fine effort by the Namibians, which will give them hope for the rest of the series. The second match is currently underway, so please keep an eye on our social media pages. That, of course, is the Sport Rep, Republican, and Namibian Sun for results. With that, let's go for a break, and once we return, we head into the Zoom-In segment of today's show with Marietjie van den Bergh. I will then give you more intel about what this is about right after the break.
Adam Tas is coming to Windhoek to help build a brighter future for education. Join us at the Sounds of Caring concert at Windhoek High School Vegkop on 20 and 21 May, where he will be performing with Von Arends and Rian Smith. Tickets cost $200 Namibian and are available via eticket.my.na. All proceeds go towards the African Child Development Trust.
As our athletes and sports teams build up to the 2020 Commonwealth Games to be held in Birmingham, England during July this year, there has been controversy with the Namibian National Olympic Committee overruling the selection committee of one of the core sport codes involved. After the Namibian Bowls Association held trials earlier this year and selected its male and female singles winners to go represent the country, the Olympic Committee overruled this selection by omitting van den Bergh. Instead, the committee decided to send a second male player, J.P. Fouché. Van der Bergh sent us this video explaining how it all went down. So please watch this and listen to this as well.
My name is Marietjie van der Bergh. I have represented Namibia quite a few times in the past, over the past few years, and I have also won multiple titles and medals. The NNOC allocated two places or two spots for Namibian bowlers to take part in the Commonwealth Games. Since the theme for this year's Commonwealth Games is also gender equality, they put it to a vote, and it was voted overwhelmingly that one man and one lady will be sent to represent the country. So subsequently they held trials, Namibian trials or national trials in February. Since I currently work in South Africa, I drove all the way to Namibia, Windhoek, to attend the trials, and was chosen together with Kabous Olivier to represent Namibia. This team was announced by the selectors, the national selectors, and it was also published in the Namibian. After a while, a week or so, after a month, my club received a letter in which the NNOC announced that they have overruled the national selectors, and that the team that will now be going is JP Fusier and Kabous Olivier. I was shocked into my bones. I have never experienced anything like this. Until date, I just cannot believe my ears. I cannot, I don't understand how this could have happened. Almost 80% of the bowlers they stood up for this injustice. They wrote letters, clubs wrote letters to the NBA, and letters were received from the lady selectors as well as the players' representative. Everyone spoke up. They wanted answers on how this came to be. The letter from the NNOC at the following, or they based their choice on the following points. They said the team Kabous and JP are exposed to training and competition. I can also mention that I am actually more exposed to training and competition than them at this stage, because I recently took part in the South African districts where I played for Boland A team, and we won gold. I was invited for the SA Masters, everything this year. I came 5th there. So on a very high level of bowls, I had actually more, I was more exposed than both these players. the second point is they are in a better position to compete and finish well. I also do not agree with that point. I'm an individual, but the letters from the selectors and everyone agrees to that point. In the recent nationals that was held a week ago in Namibia, this specific team did not make the playoffs, or they did not receive any medals. Kabos received a gold medal for his singles, and I received a single medal for the singles. So in total, I received two gold medals and one silver medal in the nationals. JP received one silver medal. The third point is they will be able to compete in the singles and pairs. That is 2 disciplines. If male singles and women's singles play, that is also two disciplines, so that point is totally irrelevant.
Now, the full video of this interview is going to be available on SportRap Facebook page, so you can then, just catch the full video. Now, in reaction to the players' complaint, both the Olympic Committee's President and Secretary General, Abner Khwakub and Johan Smith, defended their decision and confirmed that it is within the committee's mandate to overrule the National Sports Federation's team selections for the Commonwealth Games. Smith said it had been a regrettable mistake for the Bowls Association to announce prematurely after the trials and in the media that Oliver and Van der Bergh would be its team selection to go to Birmingham. Smith also pointed out that the total number of allowed athletes for Namibia in all sports codes has been reduced from 37 to 25, and that the Namibian Bowls Association had previously sent bigger teams of up to 6 athletes to the Commonwealth Games within bringing back medals. With that, let's take another break. Once we return, we cross over to Spotify with Brian Monango.
Thank you very much, Limba. Good day, viewers. My name is Brian Monango, and here on Spotify is where we focus on what the youth are busy with in sports. Let's take a look at what the youth are busy with this coming weekend. But before we jump into that, the ITF Under 18 J4 tournament continues to make waves as it is still taking place in Olympia at the Central Tennis Courts. Here in Windhoek, players are busy competing for points, with finals set to be played on Saturday. We caught up with Coach SP Doreen Koen, who is the director of the tournament, and a couple of players. Stay tuned for the video.
Van Wyk, coach here in Namibia, prepared some of our kids for the tournament. Yeah, it's been really a good experience for the kids. It's just that our kids are not doing bad, just that we can't raise when the other kids, we compete with them, but then the other kids just have that gear up that they can take the level up. And that's what our kids are not used to, because these kids are out of the 52 weeks a year, they travel to these tournaments and playing on this level for 30 weeks of the year. So that's the main thing for our kids. What I would say is they need to go find the opportunity. Us as coaches need to create it for them. and funds-wise as well. We need to look out there what's the possibilities for them to travel more to other countries to see and to play on this kind of level. That's the only way I personally think they can really get onto par with these kids. So yeah, it's tournament been great for the kids. I think they learned a lot. So yeah, I hope they can take the experience and work harder.
Hi, my name is Doreen Koen. I'm the tournament director for the J4 tournament hosted in Windhoek, Namibia. We are currently busy with the quarterfinals of the boys and the girls singles, and the semi-finals of the doubles are happening today. We currently have a lot of South African players playing in these 2 rounds, as well as the competition between the Zim boys are quite high. The tournament for Namibia has really brought a lot of new faces and has brought some experience to our younger players as well, and now they can just grow. On Friday we will have the finals for both the boys and the girls doubles, and on Saturday morning we will host the finals for the singles and the doubles. For the singles and the doubles for the girls and the boys. The finals are both promising to be cracker games, and it's going to be of a high quality tennis. Currently we have Benedict Bata and Leo Matthijssen. They are playing against Elias Hoga and Maris Ostrowski. That is one of the semi-finals of the boys. The favorites there are definitely Benedict Bata and Leo Matthijssen, as they are the ranked 1 and 2 for the boys tournament.
Hello everyone, my name is Shane Tapera from Zimbabwe and I'm 18 years old. I'm currently playing the under-18 ITF in Namibia, Windhoek, and I've played 3 matches in total from the single side. I won my first round against Antonio from Angola, and I won it 6-1, 6-love, then proceeded to play my round of 16s, which I also won against Jovan Lube, 6-1, 6-1, and today I lost in the quarterfinals against the seed 1 Leo Matthijssen. And it's been a good experience, it's been a good tournament. I'm happy that I managed to get to the quarterfinals, but I am hoping to do better in the next tournament.
Hi, my name is George.
Well, that was Shane, who lost out in the quarterfinals, with the final set to be played on Saturday. An eventful weekend to look forward to, as the long-awaited second FNB Schools Mountain Bike League fixture will take place this Saturday at the IJJ trials in Kleine-Cooper. Many of the cyclists who recently participated in the CAC MTB African Championship in April will be preparing for the upcoming international events. So the weekend racing is expected to be very tight and very entertaining, if I should say so myself. For the beginners or those who just want to try cycling for fun, there is an event that's called the Fun Race that also sees some great action, with riders competing on a less technical track to gain experience, and mostly just for fun. With that, we've come to the end of Spotify. We look to see you guys again on Monday as we bring you an update of the sporting events that will be taking place this weekend. Also, do remember to stay tuned to our social media pages at MyZone on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And with that, we move over to international news with Marietjie.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with soccer news first. And there was a big final played in Europe, one of the big finals in Europe. It is a Europa League final. It was Eintracht Frankfurt that played against Rangers. It was in the end Eintracht Frankfurt that came out as winners. It was a tight game. It was 1-1 after extra time and after normal time, of course, as well. And they had to go to penalties, and it was Rangers that missed, unfortunately, one player of them missed. It was Aaron Ramsey. So it was Eintracht Frankfurt that won the final by 5-4. The next big final in Europe would be the UEFA Champions League. That's going to be played on the 28th of May. Big final that will be played in Paris, and it is between Liverpool and also Real Madrid. So that is on the 28th of May in Paris. Moving on to some golf news, it is the PGA, the US PGA, one of the 4 majors starting on Thursday, and the news from the tournament is that Bryson DeChambeau, one of the early favourites, had to withdraw from the tournament. He's a 2020 US Open champion. He's been struggling with a wrist injury for a while. He played in the Masters in April against medical advice, and he worsened that injury, so he couldn't. He tried a few practice rounds, but he had to withdraw from the tournament. Also news from the tournament is that Martin Kaymer, that recently signed and confirmed that he will play in the Rebel League of Greg Norman, backed by the Saudi Arabians, the LIV League, and he is playing also. He's also playing in the PGA, and he's confirmed to tee off with Keegan Bradley and also with Mark Leishman. Southern African interest, some of the higher ranked players of South Africa to look out for is Louis Oosthuizen, Charles Schwartzel and Brendan Grace. They will be flying the flag. There's 11 South Africans in total playing in the PGA Tour this year. Now in international sport, continuing with cricket news, and it is the first test between England and New Zealand that will start at Lord's, and that is on the 2nd of June. News from England camp is that Jofra Archer, the quick bowler, is unfortunately out for the season. He's got a stress fracture in his back, so he won't be able to play in this test, and probably also going to miss the test matches later on against South Africa. And the England squad that was announced, it was 2 quick bowlers. It was James Anderson and Stuart Broad, 2 veteran pace bowlers that was included in the squad. Both of them missed out on the recent tour. That was the latest tour was in the West Indies in March this year. That tour was won by, that series was won by West Indies, and both James Anderson and Stuart Broad didn't make that team, but they're in the team again now to play against New Zealand. So that test starts the 2nd of June, 3 5-day tests that they will play against each other. And to conclude the international sports news for today, some cycling news. It is the Giro d'Italia that is continuing. Results from the 11th stage is that Italy's Alberto Danesi won the 11th stage. And also sad news from the tournament, from the cycle tour, is that the 10th stage winner, that is Binyam Girmay. He is from Eritrea. He had to withdraw because of medical reasons. He won stage 10, became the first African cyclist to win on the major tour. Unfortunately, he was popping a Processo cork on the podium, and the cork ended up in his eye, injured his eye, so he had to go to hospital, and he couldn't continue with the tour. So sad news for Binyam Girmay. The general classifications after stage 11 is that Juan Pedro Lopez of Spain is still leading, and his countryman now, Richard Garces, is in 2nd place. He is 12 seconds behind Lopez. So that's the international sports news for now. We talk again tomorrow. Hope you have a great day. Goodbye.
That brings today's show to an end. Thank you so much, Ari. Please do catch us again tomorrow as we bring you a brand new edition where you can expect to catch some of the weekend previews.